morning. Here we are again. So, this morning we first going to settle down again and we are going to do our breathing or focus as usual. And of course, we are going to contemplate about time this time. Okay. So first we are going to put ourselves, after we subscribed, of course, after we give a like, after we did share it with others, so we can gather with a group of people. Just to be positive together. I also recommend this, for example, for people that have difficulties eating on their own. So now you have company. So loneliness out, unity in. Isn't that beautiful? So today is going to be a really hard day for me. But yesterday till now, the pain was something to be grateful for. It doesn't mean that it's funny, but oh my God. And today's training, I don't want to. But we are going to relax. We are going to re energize ourselves. We are going to control pain. And then we are going to train again. It is what it is. Yeah, so we do our spiritual training first, then our physical training, and then maybe complaining. I really started off this time with complaining about pain. No, it's not really complaining. It's just being aware that mentally, physically, we human beings can undergo some pain. And while being aware of yourself that you can go through some pain, is also creating the awareness that somebody else can go through pain, and then they will respond in a different way. So let's put our hands together and slowly breathe in through your nose and slowly breathe out through your mouth. Make sure you have something to drink. So I woke up really early today. So even at 6 o'clock, the bird was still whistling and he was giving it like it was his last whistle today. So I'm asking myself, how can they produce such loud whistle with so much energy in such little bird? So let's breathe now. And of course, first, remove the bad thoughts, the negative thoughts. Think from within your heart and ask the question, what would love do? So it's time to put all day business, all irritations of work, all negativity of the news, everything in the hand of Su Creator. Let Him take care of that, and let me take care for your well being and having this relaxing moment in the morning with you so you can re energize. Because when you breathe in through your nose, you focus on receiving love, light, and healing. And when you breathe out, you have an expression of gratitude. So, I sincerely want to contribute to your happiness because that is what I'm going to expand. I'm going to expand your happiness, even possible in the most hideous situation, but not in a situation of direct trauma. What I mean is that certain situations you cannot start until you have that moment to sit down, to be safe, and then starting to let all that negativity go. So sometimes the way how do you call it that the medical science is trying to help you when, for example, it was an accident or it was a relationship thing in which you had a lot of trauma and you do not know how to relax. And so you are actually in shock. So you do not need to be in shock for this because it would not work. So therefore, medical science are going to give these persons medication. Then you could consider about the toxic or the toxicity of the medication. If natural medication, from nature, plucked from the soil, would maybe be the better option. But anyways, at that moment, I know that there are human beings that need to take their medication first before they can relax, yes, before they can cope with the reality. So that is a little bit an exception of thinking Yes, let's do relaxing first. Let's focus on receiving love, light, and healing. When you are in such a dark place where you cannot receive light, it's really difficult to put that focus on love, light, and healing. To also to if you are traumatized, it's difficult to start to love yourself, maybe, or start to heal yourself. So therefore, I say to you, you are already good enough, and just sit down with me in this moment and just listen. Let my voice then or the music distract your thoughts, because there are many blockages towards your own happiness, towards your own pursuit of happiness, that we need to lift. So we remove our bad thoughts, we settle down, we try to make it ourselves as comfortable as we can. Then we simply start to breathe slowly through our nose and slowly through our mouth out. And we put our right hand on our heart so we can feel our heartbeat. And when we feel the heartbeat has a high rate, we are going to breathe slowly in and out until that heart rate has lowered before we go into focus of the love, light, and healing. And when we exhale, we have an expression of gratitude. So let's take our time for that now. Dus we zijn lekker aan het ontspannen nu. En we hebben onze focus gelegd. We are relaxed now. Oh my God. This is, if you speak more languages. So there might be some distractions. So now the distraction was New Marshall Plan, a great band from the Netherlands, and they deserved to be mentioned. So they also let me know to come to a meditation session with me, so that's really nice. So I'm going to set I'm going to set other maybe this one would be nice. No. So we are going to discuss time. Because time has a value. So feel blessed, be blessed, and be as grateful as you can. And this is now also, I was in the beginning, I was maybe a little bit complaining about the pain. And please believe me, but I do not feel the same pain at this moment. So I'm really happy about that. And I cannot explain because there was a lot of back pain, but also in my shoulders of the muscles, they were hurting a lot. So that is done. Okay, let's go. So to do everything and to stay um, always in those thoughts of healing is very important. So we put our hands together like this, eh? Thank you. So time is the only true value. And this is really important to understand. So yes, certain people are born with more privileges than other people. And that's basically because a system and dysfunctional capitalism. Yes, capitalism should have a roof, and above that roof everything needs to be spread over all of humanity. Yes, there are people living, for example, in the slums of the Philippines. If you look how they highly concentrated those people, you need to spread them over the whole world. Yes? So we need to share the planet over humanity. We need to become aware that every soul getting born on this planet has the same time. So therefore, time is the only true value, because 1 hour time now will be 1 hour time in the future. So the time that you spend to somebody else, you will never get back. So when we reason time and become aware of time as the only true value, it makes money useless, because money cannot buy time. So this time I'm spending to guide others, I will not get that time back. It's not like rewind, rewind. Even if we try so hard with winter and summertime settings, manipulating the clock, we don't get more time. So make sure that the time that you spend has the utmost value to you. So when you start your day with awareness, with spiritual practice, with breathing, with receiving law of light and healing, yes, and then the expression of gratitude when you exhale, which is expanding your happiness, then I think that first hour in your day is really valuable, plus it sets the rest of the day. So when I wake up, I felt like, oh my God, I'm starting to get old. Everything hurts. And then REM is singing the song. And everybody hurts sometime. So then getting the experience life that the pain is gone, yeah, I really have a reason to be grateful for that. But if I woke up and I got in a hurry, did not take the time, and I start to complain, wonder how the rest of the day is going. You will be irritated, the pain would still be there, and you probably cannot move forward. So first you are going to re-energize yourself, and also important, free yourself from fear, because any time spent being afraid is like throwing away your time. So even if you need to go to work at a certain time, first take the time to do this practice, and then you need to have discipline, which is not always like, I'm not feeling like it. Well, just do it. Just do it. Don't even try. Just do it. So I'm happy that I have this experience today. And when we reconsider time as the only true value, we need to put that in place with the thought, if I do efforts to set my alarm clock to make somebody else rich, and let me say I give him 40 hours of my time to contribute to make the boss rich, how much of those 40 hours do I get back from my boss to contribute to my project? So that is very important to understand when we put time as our true value. So when we understand that we are giving away time that we cannot receive back anymore, then I think that the balance of contributing to making somebody else rich, and we are still uh, having trouble to pay for everything, which is the true. Some people in the USA have three jobs and not making ends meet. And you spend all the time contributing to make somebody else rich. So to become aware, to have this consciousness that time is the only true value, you really need to think if you need to spend so much time in all these buildings. So this is something that I thought about really long already as a child. As a child, well, let's say as a problem child, that's where all the problems started. So, as a problem child, I was sitting in the classroom and always looking outside because there were jackdaw birds, there were bunnies, there were other birds outside, and I was inside a brick building. It was beautiful weather outside. So then my first restrictions of the problem child that I was, but in the meantime, I learned everything from what I see outside. I learned that the blackbird was eating these worms, and then I think, oh, the blackbird eats those worms. Okay, the bunnies are behaving in this way. You know, when they see the predator bird, the bunny was going into the hole and gone. You could not see them. And then they pop up somewhere else, I saw. So they have a whole system. They go underground there, and then the ears come out in the other. So that is what I was observing. So my first restrictions as a 5-year-old problem child was that I could never sit near the window ever again. Yes? Because I was always looking outside and the teacher did not get my attention. So I know you need to learn to count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You need to learn language. That is all good from the school system. But I believe that, you know, in ancient ways, the school was underneath a tree. Yes, the school was underneath a tree. So when it's good weather, I think school should be outside much more than it is now. So you only go inside to do certain practices when you need tools or something, or when you are go. For example, why not do drawing? So they are teaching children how to draw. Yes, do that outside. You do not need to do that inside. You can do that with beautiful weather. You can do that outside. So time is the only true value. So make sure you spend your time wisely. Make sure you spend your time with good people. Yes, that's also a big choice that you need to make. To say, well, I don't have time for this, and for that also not. So that is where I am pulling my own beautiful being back, and I say, no, I would like to contribute to something that makes sense. I'm not going in these thought patterns, and I see that now with people that know me a long enough time to be on the track, but not everybody is going to follow her. But I notice that I cannot connect in such way or in a certain thought process where I was saying, no, stop the complaining. So start to be grateful. Yes. So for everything that you complain, you could be grateful. The changing is that you are going to expand your happiness when you are grateful, and you are shrinking it when you are complaining, and you get more sore and bitter inside. And yeah, what's the point of that? The point of that is, yet you are going to become aware. And I notice, what am I doing? For example, somebody from abroad calling me, hey, but that, sometimes it's just a few seconds and then I'm already, because they don't have time for that. And sometimes people have so much problems to go to that first stage of relaxation. Yes, they are living in the illusion that they never can relax. And that's what they say to themselves, or maybe an attached grudge spirit saying, I cannot relax, I cannot relax. I've been in these states of minds that I thought I couldn't sleep, I couldn't relax. But that's an illusion. I never sleep. Yes, sure. If you never sleep, you are going to be tripping. Because if your brain, after 3 days of no sleep, your brain are starting to trip. So there are maybe people that in the time span going into the phase a little bit earlier or a little bit later. But yes, you sleep eventually. Yes. So don't get fooled. But sometimes it's really difficult for people because they are complaining to get in that relaxed state of mind. And then a diarrhea of complaints is gulping over their lips. And then they expect me to listen to that. But then, after many times saying, yes, many times explaining, going to that relaxed state of mind, then I'm going to be really short, yes, because you have no good intentions towards me, so I do not have time for you. And the same thing counts for sadness. There is no reason to bother anybody else with your sadness. Do you understand that? And that was an eye opener for me to process my sadness as less important, as no need. So if somebody else has no need of your sadness, and my thought immediately was like, okay, well, then I don't need to be sad as well. So I throw away the sadness, and that all went in a very short time period, like seconds, minutes, something like that. But sometimes we think that that is a normal thing. But if there is no need to bother anybody else with your sadness, because it's not contributing to happiness, yes? But to some, it will contribute to their entertainment. So time is the only true value. And this time we take the time to learn more about ourselves. And the more we learn about ourselves, the more we understand humans. So the more I learned about my mistakes, the more I observed the mistakes of others, knowing that I could have been that person to make that mistake. So I'm not going to laugh about it unless it's really funny. Yeah, we need to laugh, huh? So unless it's really funny, oh my God, no. A little bit of that problem child is still left. No, but to become aware that you yourself are human and all other human beings are human, and everybody is on their own level, on their own moment to make their own mistakes. So I cannot make the mistakes for somebody else. They need to make their own mistakes. And then the most important thing to observe is if somebody learns from their mistakes. And needless to say, that I did learn from my mistakes, yet first I made them a couple of times. It was not like, okay, I made a mistake, I learned from it. No, I made the same mistake over and over and over again, just to make sure it was a mistake. So that was meant for some fun. And then I started to wonder, why do I make the same mistake again? And next time, I'm not going to make that same mistake. That's what I was telling myself. Next time, same mistake. So sometimes you need to receive more insights, more angles of one problem, of one mistake, of one learning curve. And sometimes you need to go through hell for a period of time before you are ready to take the next step on your path. So direction is really important. So if your direction is downward, don't expect to go up. And that's also an illusion that I observe a lot on social media, which is a beautiful place to observe humans and their behavior and their mistakes. So a lot of people I observed are within the illusion that talking about knowledge and wisdom is making them a better person. So the behavior before that moment of speaking about it, it were like the opposite of what could be good for them. Yes, on that spiritual path. So then the ego often wants to reinvent the wheel. Well, we do not need to reinvent the wheel. Yes, there is no reason to reinvent the wheel. Hello, Nathan Brooks. Have a blessed day. So, exploring your own spirituality is so common because you already understood the meaning of human being, which is a spiritual being inside a physical body with a divine spark. So that is the meaning of a human being. The rest, what you see as new meanings added, like it's a being with a spirit, with a thought process, and blah, 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 culture and stuff. It's not important of understanding the true meaning of human being. You are a spiritual being inside a physical body with a divine spark. So saying I am very spiritual, yeah, duh. Yeah, you feel me? You feel me? You feel the duh. But a lot of human beings getting born on this planet, and until they die, they do not even know what the meaning is of human beings. So if I go outside, I'm not kidding you, and maybe it was one of you, yes, maybe it was one of you, not understanding what's the meaning of human being. I don't know. Yeah, a lot of people don't know. How come that we get born and don't know what we are? Why is there not one school that they say, well, you are a human being, you are a spiritual being in a physical body with a divine spark. So let's relax. So, yeah, the school system needs to add spiritual practice of the spiritual being, teachings about that as well. But there might be a good reason why they don't. The system does not ask for that. You need to become perfect in serving the system. Well, I let you know, well, better become perfect in serving others, helping others, practicing unselfish behavior, using your time wisely. Yes, re energize yourself, reconnect with Mother Earth, reconnect with nature, reconnect with Source. Yes, and truly pursue happiness. So now I'm going to let everybody know this top secret. And I'm not going to be quiet for the CIA, the FBI, the AIVD. I don't care. I'm going to drop this top secret right here, right now, because I'm leaking information. I'm going to be the biggest leak ever. So what was I going to? Oh no, now my thought gone. What the hell? Oh, what in the world? No. What was I going to leak? That was actually a really great idea. So let me recatch that thought. Maybe it was not meant for today and I need to take some time. Maybe it's just protection, huh? You don't do that. So let me focus on people because I got all excited. The true path of happiness. That is what I was going to. I got it now. Now hear me now. I'm going to speak a little bit Japanese because that's how we learned it. So I hope and I think everybody spent enough time to learn Japanese. So here we go. Ken wa fu. That's the true path of happiness. Ken, known as a sword in Japan. So without conflict. So the path of true happiness is without conflict. So you don't have conflict. Wa is harmony. And fu so I need to understand now the Dutch translation. So I need to go from Japan to English to Dutch to English. My brain are relaxed enough to do so. Come on, Frankie. Your Japanese is so good. No kidding. I don't speak Japanese, but I know about Ken, Wa, and Fu. So it means without conflict, without poverty, and without illness. Yes? So Wa would be probably without illness, and Fu will be without poverty. So the true path of happiness is when you are free of conflict. Well, I have no conflict now. I'm free of illness. Well, the pain is gone, so I consider myself free. And without poverty, well, I'm filthy rich. I'm so filthy rich that I'm a little bit like maybe I need to do more live streams. That rich I am. And how did I get filthy rich? By the expression of gratitude. I'm counting the things that I have and I'm grateful for them. But what makes you rich or filthy rich? I'm not talking about money. You know, true poverty is not to be happy with 10 mansions. 100 cars, 5 jets, and not being happy, not being grateful, then you are not rich, but you are utterly poor. So I can say with this awareness, all that I need is to wake up, to relax, to have a roof above your head, have something to drink, have something to eat, and gratitude. Then I do not know, because I experience so much richness from that, and also the amount of strangers that I met in my life. Just, but let me tell you this story. I was going, I picked up my acoustic guitar, and I go to a place in nature, avoiding all the people, searching a place for myself to relax, and just playing for nature, like for the plants, for the trees, for the birds, for the horses. Yes. And I was there on my own. And the many times I meet strangers, like they are, how do you call it, following me to where I go. So then a couple, older couple, came to me and have a chat with me. That's really nice what you do, and very beautiful connections, while you were actually sitting there trying to escape from all human beings, and still there are people coming to me. So the amount of strangers that I've met by simply being there. Yes, so I go outside, I sometimes take the tea, and I'm going to sit somewhere, and then somebody else coming, telling me their life stories, and I enlighten them. Too much weight that they carry on the mind, I take it away. And sometimes they start to cry, to get some relief, and then go. So, yeah, in my neighborhood, they know me, and that's also what I experience when I'm greeting. It's like all that love, all the positivity, but I'm the first one to give it, and then you will see if it comes back. Yes. So yes, time is the only true value. You make sure to spend it wise. And I think that there is a disbalance if you are setting your alarm clock to make somebody else rich, uh, and then also spending 50 hours a week. 50 hours a week. Do you know what I could do in 50 hours a week? Well, 10 hours a week, I'm going to study Japanese. 10 hours a week, I'm going to study economics. 10 hours a week, I'm going to practice something of music. Then I still have 2 times 10 hours left. So what can I do with those? What can I do with those? Well, maybe 10 hours to relax. Then you have 10 hours for thinking with that. Basically, those 10 hours would be enough to make your own money. So again, you were driving, yes, and the boss is laughing his ass off because he is getting rich, treating you like a slave, and have no time for you. So I have no time for that. I'm not going to behave like that anymore. So basically, I do not know a boss that's worth my time. Yes, that's basically where I'm at. Because the person that I am has never had conscience, only costing my own health. But yeah, the more people waking up to time as the only true value and how you are going to spend it, then you are going to spend it wisely. And I know that in the beginning of the growth of economies where companies were sprouting and there was enough money, it looked completely different than as the day of today. Logistic companies look like jails, like you go to prison, you need to have your card, and either it's prison or a military thing, but it has nothing to do with respecting time. So learn to say, "Oh, sorry, I do not have time for this. Oh, sorry, I do not have time for you. I do not have time for you right now. Maybe later, but I doubt it. Because look here, I write it down. Because sometimes you need to write it down, eh? I don't have time for narcissistic people anymore. I don't have time for bullshit behavior. Let me see if in which category you are. If you deserve my time. Did this person find the phrase? Did this person deserve my time? Question mark. And then I can see other lines. Is he doing this? Is he doing that? No reason. I have found no reason to spend time with you. So why are you knocking on my door? Well, no, I'm not going to do that. Better thought, better thought. Right. So yeah, use your time to walk the true path of happiness, of Kenwa Fu, without conflict, without illness, without poverty. So yeah, I'm filthy rich. I have the riches of the heart. So, and I only can be thankful for that because the riches that I collected, I will take with me after I die. Yes? And money you cannot take with you. Gold will still be here. Silver, diamonds, it will all be here. All materialism, all your 10 houses will be on this planet. And then you will see the difference between you rising and you not be able to lift off Ronaldo, who has two or three warehouses full of sports cars, but they all stay this planet. And then all the illusions, that somebody said to me, well, when I die, I have 72 virgins waiting for me. I say, you are wrong. They're all waiting for me. But that's an illusion. That never happens. So, anyways, if you think that your dead body still goes into the ground, decompose, yes, so do not get fooled by nonsense, yes. So it's a lie. It's a lie if you think that they're automatically blah 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 made up stuff that you get something after you die. I'm going to tell you what you are going to truly get after you die. Astral lessons, spiritual lessons. That's what you get after you die. Yes, then you are completely conscious about all the lives of reincarnations that you already lived on this planet. Yes, so I'm actually leaking more information. So I already shared the top secret with you of Kenwa Fu. The true path of happiness is without conflict, without illness, and without poverty. So at this moment, I'm truly happy because I have no conflict, I have no illness. Well, that's not completely true. And no poverty. Well, that's also not completely true. But I feel really, really, really extremely happy. So all the rest are things to work on. But yeah, what is, I have food, so I'm happy. I have something to drink. I'm happy. I have a roof above my head, so I think I'm rich enough in the materialistic stuff. So can I call that I am poor? Well, in this society, maybe yes. But in life, I'm filthy rich. The true riches in my heart. So, because we are spiritual beings, we come to this earth to have a physical experience to train or spiritual practices. And that's the path of enlightenment. The more you let go of this physical plane, of this physical earth, the lighter you become. Because if you want to carry, you are the balloon that needs to lift up. But if you are going to put all the gold and stuff to the balloon will not go up. So you need to let it go in order to go up. Yes. So a lot of people are in the illusion to reach heaven. Well, that's never ever going to happen because you are attached. You have earthly and material attachments. So you need to free yourself from them. And besides that, you need to do so much spiritual training that no, you will not make it to heaven, but you can make it a little bit further in a more pleasant spiritual realm. So I need to prepare myself now for the spiritual training. I'm re-energized. I have mental resistance. I have will. But I think that I'm going to face it today. So I know already the struggle is going to go on my path, when I'm maybe one fourth of the training, I think. But now I can say, continue, go, go. So I need to do half at least. Then I can have a break a little bit. And then the other part, the second part. And then I think, because I was invited, but I'm not sure I'm going to make it, because I think I'm not to recover. But I don't know. Maybe I can receive enlightenment and I feel nothing. That's also, you can walk on this planet, and the light that you receive is making you indeed lightweight. And I experienced this many times, that I'm walking on clouds. It's like, whoa, yes, to be in that vibration. So when you resonate and vibrate with the earth and nature in such a fashion, then you can move in between dimensions. Like, what do I mean? Your spirit can be so powerful it takes over your physical body, and you can focus. And for example, in karate, it is known, or Dragon Ball Z, you Dragon Ball Z stuff you can truly do, actually. And I share this with Michelangelo, rest in peace. Um, and he was talking to me about it, and he was more, uh, he had more experience than me, and he was using within karate, so all the ninjutsu, hand stuff, the circle, but also the earth. And then they taught, because they prepared, they focused, and they did all the spiritual practice. They could kick so fast that the other thought, they must be doing this or that. Oh, when you look in their eyes, no. When I look them in the eyes, they are connected with a certain spirit. And then you can see all the movement of the opponent coming in slow motion. I also experienced that. So when they are punching like that, you see it coming like this. So I was only doing this, and it almost slow motion. The other one was sweating his ass off, and I am there slowly breathing, all of these, and I didn't use violence. That was my training. So having somebody who was willingly to kick your ass, and you say, I'm not going to use violence, and I won. I won by only softly guiding. Yeah, because if I didn't do this, all these punches went on my face, and then I would have blue eyes or black eyes, broken nose, no teeth. So therefore, I needed to guide the punches away from my face. So yeah, that's also something that you can practice. So spiritually, also, for example, when you practice that, when an accident comes, you can move really quickly, even if physically maybe not that possible. But anything, there are things to explore for the human beings. So first we relax, and then we are going to enjoy your weekend. So I wish you all a happy weekend. I will see if today in the evening I will come back, maybe around 9 or maybe around 10 o'clock. But I'm not sure how I feel, so it also can be that I'm not going live. But I'm going to try to do my best for you guys. So check you out later. Okay? Why is that? So it could be that there was a person that may not have received anything on TikTok. Okay. I'm slowly preparing myself, and I do not know what I have a wish. That everything will be all right. So continue to prepare for what's going to come. So I wish you all a day without conflict, a day without illness, or experiencing your illness. That's also something. Eh? You can have mental struggles, you can have physical pain, you can have a disbalance in your body. That does not mean that you need to experience it. Yes. So when you are free of experiencing it, so no conflict, no experience of illness, and no experience of poverty. So therefore, we are grateful. I believe the more grateful you become, the more rich you get. So that said, I'm also going to end the live on YouTube. I ended it already on TikTok. And to get attention on TikTok is really difficult because people are trained there to have an attention span of less than a minute. Only training their scrolling behavior. And for a lot of people, it's just too much to take care of themselves, take the responsibility to relax. So when somebody else is trying to start a conflict with you, you can say, hey, not with me because you are disturbing my true happiness. Yes? True happiness is without conflict. So if you start a conflict, you are not only destroying my happiness, but also your own. So I wish you happiness. And if you do not know how to reach that, then you can go to Frankie. And you're going to sit down with Frankie until you have a smile upon your face. So have a nice day, experience it with the full awareness, and let all the riches come to you. Because that is what is going to happen. When I go outside, all the riches is going to come to me. And therefore, I can only be more grateful. So enjoy life and see you later. Just think about 9 or 10 o'clock